Now that the add-on has been installed in your web browser, we need to register it with CitySmarti so that it can generate that passcode that you need when you log in. To do that, you need to go to the web page of https://portal.citysmarti.co.uk/manage OTP. That's Oscar Tango Papa. So here is when you'll have to enter your username for CitySmarti that you should already have been given by Imperial. The username is not case sensitive, but it's worth noting that the password is, so whatever password you've been given, you have to make sure that you do enter the uppercase and lowercase and the correct information, otherwise it won't work. So when you log into CitySmarti for the first time, it's going to ask you to change your password. So what you need to do then is to put in the password. Your old password is the password you've literally just entered on the previous screen. So when you're coming up with a new password, you just need to remember that it has to be a minimum of 10 characters, has to have at least one uppercase letter and one lowercase letter. There also has to be at least one number and one special character. For example, like plus, minus, hash. So now that we're logged in for the first time, we need to register your laptop, phone, tablet, PC that you're using to connect to CitySmarti. And what we do to do this is to press on the Add Device button. Once you press on the Add Device button, it will then give you a box underneath to add the name of the device that you're currently on. So for example, in this case, I will use Work Laptop. And then after doing that, you need to press the Go button. So once you've pressed the Go button, you can see that the QR barcode has now appeared. And what we need to do now is to import that into the Google Authenticator add-on. So to do this, what we need to do is we need to go to the top right hand corner of the web browser. We need to click on the Authenticator add-on, left click. Then there's three icons and you need to click on this icon here. It looks like a square with a horizontal line through it. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll see it says scan QR code. If you left click on that, then you'll see an animation in the center of the screen that shows you need to draw a box around the QR code. So to do this, you put the cursor crosshair in the white space above the top left hand corner of the QR code. You press and hold your left mouse button and then you drag a square over the QR code. And then when you get over to the bottom right of the QR code, and then when you've done that, you then release the left mouse button. And when you've done it successfully, it will come up with a prompt to say to you that your user has been added. So if you press the OK button, if you then go over to the top right hand corner and then left click on the Authenticator add-on, you'll be able to see now that you have your CitySmarti passcode successfully imported. So now the code has been added, if you left click anywhere else on the screen, the authenticator will then minimize, and then what you need to do is you need to hover over this done button, press left click on the done button, and then what you need to do is click on your top right hand corner where you see your username listed, left click, and then left click on log off. Now we need to log into the CitySmarti portal for the first time. So to do this, if you open up a new tab in your web browser, and if you go to the address https://portal.citysmarti.co.uk and then press enter. So here on the CitySmarti login screen, you have to enter your username, your password, and your passcode. So your username and your password are exactly the same as you entered for the previous screen. But the passcode we have to get from the Google Authenticator add-on. So if you go to the top right and left click on it, you'll see the number. Left click on it. Now when you do it for the first time, it will come up with a prompt asking you if you wish to allow it to copy into the clipboard. So if you press allow on that and then unfortunately you'll have to go back and then click on it again. And once you click on the number again, you can then paste it into the passcode field, and then you'll be able to log in to CitySmarti. Now the code itself actually generates every 30 seconds, and you'll be able to tell when the time's running out because on the Authenticator add-on on the bottom right hand corner you can see a little clock timer. And when it's about to run out, it will actually turn this number red. When it turns red, that means that you've got literally a number of seconds before the code will change to a fresh code, as you can see here, and the code will turn blue. Now, not to worry if it is turning red. You've still got plenty of time. You can still, even if the numbers are red, you can still click on them and you can still paste them into the passcode field. It gives you a few seconds grace effectively when it's changing from one code to the next code, so there's no problem there. Even if it's red, just click on it and click copy and paste and you'll be fine. So once you've done that, as I said, press on the submit, and then that will take you into the CitySmarti portal. CitySmarti uses the Citrix receiver software in order to run its applications. So when you first log in, it's going to present you with a button to detect that you have the Citrix receiver software installed. If no Citrix software is detected, it will then give you another screen and it will ask you to click on to agree a disclaimer and then to press the download button to download the Citrix Workspace application. Whilst this is downloading, it's worth me discussing that there is actually another option. So you may see that there's a use light version underneath the continue button. So what that means is it gives you the option to not use Citrix and to use the browser's inbuilt HTML5 software in order to render CitySmarti. Now, we don't recommend using this option purely because it limits the functionality of the Imperial applications and is generally not a good user experience compared to the Citrix version. So we do recommend using Citrix. But if you're in a situation, for example, where you're not allowed to install third-party applications, then using the light version may well be an alternative that you can use in this scenario. Once the software is completed download, if you double click on it, and it'll either be at the top or the bottom of the screen depending on which browser you have installed, it will then come up with a prompt asking you to install. If you press yes and then press the start button, it will then run through and install the Citrix Workspace application. You need to accept the license agreement and then press next and then press install. Do not press enable app protection. Whilst it does seem useful to do, it means that you then won't be able to take screenshots of things that happen later on in 360, and when you're having problems where you need to log a call with support, it will be incredibly useful to be able to take screenshots, so you need to leave that unticked. When the installation finishes, press on the Finish button. Do not press on the Add Account button. And then press Continue. You may get a prompt at the top to say, do you wish to run the Citrix Workspace launcher? If you do, tick on the Remember and then press on the Open link. So when logging into CitySmarti, you'll be presented with all of your applications. If you want to run anything, it's important that you press on the center icon of any application and left click with your left mouse button. That will then open the application, such as, for example, here I've clicked on 360, and once you press in the center where the 360 icon is itself, you'll be presented with your 360 login box. This is where you put in your 360 username and password, not your Citrix username and password. And then you can log into your 360 application and any other application you wish to use. And that's how you log into CitySmarti. You can see all your applications here. If the applications that you see are not correct, then what you need to do is log a call with our Imperial support department and they'll be able to add the correct icons for you. It's best always to take a screenshot whenever you're logging any call with support, therefore they can see exactly what you see, and then it will be obvious to them what needs to be done. And if you tell them what icons you do need to have, then they'll be able to do that for you and publish those applications to you. So now we've logged into CitySmarti for the first time. I'm going to now press the log off in the top right hand corner. Thank you for watching the videos. If you have any questions, please contact Imperial on the Imperial support desk. Thank you.